Hello everyone, welcome to another retro video and review, and this time we have a retro radio cassette boombox, and this was made by a company called ITT around about 1979, and the model number for this is Weekend 110. It's a nice looking boombox. There are two speakers there on either side, rectangular, and in the middle, between them, is the cassette fronting loading deck. Below that there's a small switch which you can press for the tape counter. Up above the cassette deck and at the front of the unit we have a large smooth analog display. And this would be for if you wanted to find out what your battery level was, or if you wanted to check your recording status, or check the strength of the frequency of the stations, etc. And also below the display and on top of the speaker grills we have little small condenser microphones there as well, which is used for recording using the built-in microphones. And then at the top of the unit here itself is all the main controls for the unit itself. From left to right we have got 3 slider switches, and those are for balance, tone and volume controls. To the right of that there's a lever switch which moves up and down, and that, or back and forward, depending on which way you're looking at the thing. But anyway, that is for your type 1 and type 2 cassettes, I think. Then beside that we have got 6 square buttons, and those are for your cassette transport controls. And from left to right we have pause, stop eject, and there the cassette deck flies open, and then inside is your capstan and your heads and spindles and things like that. To the right of the stop eject we've got play, fast forward, rewind, and then finally the record button. To the right of that there's another lever switch which moves in 3 positions, and I think that is for what they call stereo widening. And beside that there's another switch there for the radio, and there is the band, the medium wave, FM and AM, etc.
Well, and you might lose the by-election, in which case we've lost a good mayor with public support, and we risk losing
the balance.
The mayoralty.
Counter-terror, fraud and criminal gang investigations are set to be taken over by a new national
hard to hear it
police
on the
force,
microphone,
which is being
of course, on the
likened to
camera.
the FBI. The National Police Service will bring back the work of existing bodies such as the National Crime Agency,
That's the tone
and Regional
control.
Organised Crime Unit.
Finally the volume control.
Identified the man.
I wonder what the stereo widening switch does on the other side.
Year-old Alex Petty, who worked as a nurse. The US Department of Homeland Security has claimed he was carrying a pistol and violently resisted immigration agents. The video
Probably would need headphones really in it to hear the widening, but I take it that's for
President Trump
widening the sound of the
online
stereo.
tribute to British soldiers who fought in that.
So FM and AM and medium wave don't seem to work, only FM. But that's okay because I listen to FM stations mainly anyway. And then of course if we turn the unit round there as to the right, that's your tuning knob. Then on the left hand side is there's a single socket, and that is for your large headphones, which is a bit bigger than the 3.5mm. of course we have the back of the unit, and as you can see maybe there is where the figure of 8 mains lead is plugged in. We've got some 5-pin DIN sockets and 1 or 2 3.5mm jacks for the external microphones and remote switches, beat cut switch there, carrying handle, and of course the telescopic aerial. So yeah, that's about all there is to looking at the unit. Nothing really else particularly fancy about it, but what we'll do now is we'll try and we'll get a cassette, and we'll try out some of the functions. We have it on the wrong way around, but let's try fast forward. We actually had it the right way around. That seems to work okay. Try rewinding. And let's do a recording test. This is a recording test of this ITT Weekend 110 stereo radio cassette recorder built in the late 1970s, and I'm recording using the built-in condenser microphones. I don't have any external microphones that would fit it at the moment, so we'll just have to make do with what we have. And what we'll do is we'll switch to the radio and see if we can get any recording from that, if we can get any talking.
That's the most expensive restaurant in town. Just getting garlic.
Still white. Tomorrow night.
You'll suggest all the cheapest menu items.
Wow, you're really treating her like a princess.
Nah, this woman's a feminist. Look, yeah, that's for my photo shoot.
Is stereo widening.
Feminist.
It kind of undercuts the feminist message when she's barely dressed and suggestively draped across a Ferrari.
I can't wait for this day. Just think, if our kids had her looks and my intelligence.
Then they'd be pretty and stupid.
Dan Does Dated by Michael Beck. Episode 2, Sophie.
So there we are, folks. Let's now play this back and see how it came out. End of test. This is a recording test of this ITT Weekend 110 stereo radio cassette recorder built in the late 1970s, and I'm recording using the built-in condenser microphones. I don't have any external microphones that would fit it at the moment, so we'll just have to make do Turn the volume
Uh,
up.
with what we have. And what we'll do is we'll switch to the radio and see if we can get any recording from that, if we can get any talking. I can't wait for this day. Just think, if our kids had her looks and my intelligence,
Then they'd be pretty and stupid.
Dan Is Dead by Michael Beck. Episode 2, Sophie.
So there we are, folks. Let's now play this back and see how it came out. End of test. So there you are. Well, it seems that recording from the radio, there's a little bit of an issue there, a little bit of buzzing. I don't know what's wrong there. I think it could be possibly to do with a sticky recording switch or something like that there in the system. I have tried a few times to record from the radio, and sometimes it records okay and other times it doesn't, so it could possibly be a dry joint or something that maybe I need to look at sometime and that there. But she's a lovely device. I actually purchased it on eBay and the seller did say it was working, which to a degree it was, but you know, with old vintage equipment not everything is always perfect, but certainly the cassette player and recorder and that works, and that's what I would really use most of all. So I'm happy enough with this little unit, and hopefully it'll serve me well for many years to come. So I have another cassette radio recorder actually in having repair at the moment. It's a Sharp, and hopefully whenever I get it home and get it up and running, I'll be able to do a little sort of walk through and demonstration of that as well. So until next time, keep her lit, as I say, and all the very best, folks. Thank you for watching.